Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I'm going to work a little bit on this coffee journal. This is made from the AJ kit. I will put the link below where I made this cover. This is not a book. I made the book. I'll put the link below where on the first video where I made the cover and all of that. I did go ahead and stitch in my signatures because I know I have done this many times and most of you guys know how to stitch in a signature. I did have one person that asked, how are you going to stitch the signatures in there? So I'm going to go over it real quick what I did. I'm just going to grab a little piece of paper here and show you exactly how I did it. It's very, very simple. I had a spine. Let's say that is 1.5 inches, and I can't draw straight, so you'll just have to imagine that it's straight. This is my spine. It was 1.5 inches spine. So what I did is I just took my ruler, my center ruler, the one that has the center 0 on it, and I just measured and found my center. So let's say that right there is the center on here. And we'll say that's the center on here. Of course, without me drawing straight, it's hard to find the center. But then I like to leave 1/2 inch between my signatures. And I knew I was going to put 2 signatures in there. So what I did is I went from the center and I went over 1/4 inch to the left and 1/4 inch to the right. And I did the same thing down here. 1/4 inch to the left, 1/4 inch to the right. That left 1/2 inch here, and then 1/2 inch on either side. So my signatures will get stitched in. Of course, I will put 3 holes, or I did put 3 holes. So let's just say that's the other hole there, and then there is the other hole. This center mark that we made, you can just erase that out. You don't need it anymore. You just find it so that you'll know where to put your 1/4 inch. So that is how I do when I have a hard cover, and I'm gonna, well, even when I have a soft cover and I'm gonna do more than one signature. I measure out to see what kind of spine I have, then I find my center, then I come out 1/2 inch. I make sure that there's 1/2 inch between these, so I come out 1/4 and 1/4, so that leaves 1/2. So I hope that makes sense. Like I said, I went ahead and stitched them in because I've done it many times before. So if you go to the playlist on my channel that says journals, you'll find all sorts of journals and how I stitched signatures in and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. These are the signatures. I put lots of just extra papers and things in here. Some of them is just papers I found laying around on my desk. Some of them are coffee dyed papers. The papers that come with the kit, I cut those and put them in. Now those are single-sided papers, so we'll be doing some work on the back of these. Handmade papers. This is something that I made last year, and I went ahead and put that in there because the colors matched. Some book pages, some straw paper. So that is what I have in the journal. And like I said, I do have 2 signatures in there. This is coming up right here. I'll re-glue that down later. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm going to be working on this part. Now this is still very stiff, and the reason being is because I have just now put everything together, so it'll loosen up as we use it. But I wanted to put a pocket here, but I didn't want to cover all of this up. So I'm going to use vellum that I have had in my stash for a long time. And I thought I would use that to put a nice little pocket down here. Now I'm just guesstimating. I'm going to make it a pocket that is fuller, that'll have a fold down on the top so it'll be stronger, because you know vellum is not the strongest in the world. So I'm going to come down a little bit further on that mark there. And then I'll show you how we're going to make this. So I hope all of you guys are ready for Christmas. The granddaughters came yesterday and they helped me do some last minute things and just helped me wrap last minute presents, and they did some little stocking stuffers, and we just had a fun day. They helped me clean a little bit, and so we had a fun day, and I couldn't see stopping all of my fun and play with my granddaughters to do a video, so I didn't. I didn't. Alright, I'm going to score a 1/2 inch on this side, and then a 1/2 inch over here. Now I'm scoring and pressing very lightly, because I'll tell you, this stuff does tear easy if you poke through it. And then I'm just going to score about a 1/2 inch. I'm not measuring it exact, just making a little score line all the way around, top and bottom and both sides. That's just going to help me fold a little bit better, hopefully. We're just going to fold up. And thank you guys for all the sweet Christmas cards. I've been getting those. Thank you so much. Thank you to Nina for the beautiful Happy Mail, and both times. I got the other big package too. Sorry I wasn't here that day. I had some appointments on that day that you came by, but Nina lives not too far away from me. So I did get the other package that you gave Melina. Got that. Alright, that doesn't look straight at all. But we're going to see. I don't know why it doesn't look straight. Maybe I didn't score it straight. Maybe I didn't cut it straight. Let me look and see if I cut it straight. I just about have to get this cut somewhat near straight because it shows through. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and trim it. It looks straight, but I'm going to go ahead and trim it off. It doesn't matter if this top piece is a little bit smaller than the other. That's okay. I just need a little bit of a fold over. Alright, we're going to fold it over there. And I'm just going to use my glue stick to put this down. You can use Barely Arts if you want. It doesn't matter. Whoops. Edith, you're forgetting something. You should have told me I'm forgetting things. You know, right at this point in time, I don't have any memory or any thoughts about anything except my grandbabies and Christmas. Oh, me. They're so excited. Aaron just keeps sending me messages about, Nene, guess what? It's 5 days till Christmas. He's like his papa was. His papa loved Christmas. Aaron does too. Alright, that top piece, I just glued it down. And now on these side pieces and the bottom, we're going to put some glue on, and we're going to glue those down to the page there. Vellum is so hard to get to fold straight, I can tell you that. It likes to do its own thing, and its own thing is usually not what I want it to do. Okay, we're going to say that's good. Nothing has to be perfect around here, believe me. Oh yeah, that will work right there. I'm going to punch a little pull in the top. It would help if I could find a punch. I guess we'll use this one. Don't know where my big one is. There we go. So I'm just going to glue that down there, and then that is going to hold a bunch of goodies. Now I'm going to use some Barely Arts glue to put this down on the sides. Hopefully it'll come out. I haven't used it in a few days. Oh yeah, there we go. Just put glue all over these pieces. Make sure they're glued down well. Right, then we're just going to put it right down here, and I like to put it closer to this side than this because I don't want it to interfere with the fold when I put all of the goodies in the pocket. Now we're just going to press that down. I need to put my book weight back on that. There we go. So now, and I'm not going to pull it too much, but the pocket is a little bit fuller than it would have been if we just glued the vellum straight down. So now I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here and put a clip on that probably. And I'm just going to use a little bit of this Fabri-Tac that I probably didn't get enough glue on, but it's not a problem to glue later. I'm just going to put a little clip down here, and that should do it for now. Okay, I am going to go to the back, and we're going to make another pocket in the back. Now, this one is doing the same thing, and it's just because everything is so stiff. So we will glue that one down too and put a clip on it. It'll stay once we stop bending and folding and all of that. Now this one is a little bit stiffer, so I am going to use 2 of my book weights on it. You don't have to use 2, but I just want to use 2 for right now. Alright, let's see. I'm just going to make it about, and you know that I'm doing abouts. I'm not measuring. Then I'm just going to move all of that over. Let's see if I can make my score line straight this time. Alright, we do need to cut that off a little bit. Now I just want to score at about 1/2 inch all the way around. And I'm going to try my best to score it enough that it folds pretty straight. And it's better to just go over and over and over it as to try to press it too hard the first time. There we go. And then we'll turn it and we'll do the same thing to the top and the bottom. Somebody said on the video the other day that they hoped I was alright, that my hands were shaking. I have that problem quite often. It is not a major issue, but I have broke both of my wrists really bad and done damage to my tendons and ligaments and everything in there. So it's not unusual for my hands to shake sometimes. It's just, especially if they're tired, if my wrists are tired. And then I also have blood sugar problems, so if my blood sugar has dropped a little bit, or if it's a little bit high, then my hands will shake too. So don't worry, I'm good. It's just, that's just a fact that I live with. I do have shaky hands. This one looks like it's doing a little bit better than the other one, maybe. I try my best to make sure that they don't shake too much in the videos because I don't want anybody concerned about me. But sometimes I don't realize they're shaking until, you know, it's all over with. So the video's always done. But don't worry about me, I'm good. Alright. There we go. Now we've got it. Okay, let's make sure that it fits. It does. And I'm going to put a punch a little pull. Well, let's go ahead and glue it down first, Edith. You're getting ahead of yourself, girlfriend. And, you know, I know you're saying, well, why are you using glue stick and then you're using Barely Arts? And I just use what glue I think is going to work at that time on that particular piece. There's no really rhyme or reason. I use Barely Arts and glue stick on vellum because I know neither of those will make it pucker. Whereas if I used art glitter, it would make the vellum pucker. It would make it, you know, ripple. So that's why I use my Barely Arts and the glue stick. And once this Barely Arts dries, you won't even see that it's glued down there. This is some good glue. It is similar to art glitter glue, except it does have a less amount of water in it. Therefore, that's why it's good to glue vellum. And it also ships year-round, whereas art glitter glue has a lot of water in it. So, therefore, we can't ship it in the cold dead of winter because it will freeze. But Barely Arts does not. It has a little bit of different agents in it, but it works very similar. Alright, see, you cannot even see that glue under there already. Just press it in real well. Now we've got our pocket back there. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue this down and then put a clip on it. Sometimes with your chipboard and your hard covers, you have to do things like this. You might have to glue it again in certain places. There's nothing wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just the fact that chipboard is a tough material to glue to. Alright, now we are going to press that a little bit and hold it until it sticks a little, and then when we put the papers back over, it should be fine. There we go. Now we may put a little decoration on that later. Right now I'm not. I'm going to flip back over here and see where we want to start here. I do want to put something on the back of these. I'll probably use my coffee stencil and stencil on them some. Who knows what I'll do. But right now I'm just going to go through and look and see where I want to put some pockets. Now we've got this sheet, which has got lots of tags and things in it, so we'll be using those. I will be using, let's see, you did get 8x8 paper in there as well. So we've got some 8x8 paper that I'll be making some pockets and different things out of. But for now, I'm going to use some of these scraps that I cut off of those long pages. All I did was cut those long pages to 8.5 inches, and then they were already 12, so I just cut them at 8.5. Therefore, I had I had 8.5 by 6 when I folded them. If that makes sense. Hopefully it did. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and make it where it will be a little fuller pocket. So I'm going to cut it right there. And yes, this is going to pop up for a while. And my book weights, you know, I told you these book weights are good, but they're not real heavy. So really stiff pages like these, because these are actually scrapbook papers. They're not just regular papers. Like, you know, if you put a signature in that was just made all of digitals, it wouldn't be this stiff. These are going to be stiff a while until I work them out. So therefore, our little book weights are not quite heavy enough to hold them down, which is fine because I can just use my scissors or whatever. Lots of different ways I can hold a page down without having to have problems. Okay, now we're going to score at 1/2 inch on both sides, about 1/2 inch there. I need to use my other end, I think, and then 1/2 inch here. Now I'm not going to score the bottom. We'll glue the bottom straight down. You'll still have room in your pocket, but because of the sides, but we won't have to glue, we won't have to fold the bottom over. So let's make sure that's going to work. Yes. Now, all I'm going to do here is cut off a little bit of that, just a little tip, so that it doesn't show when we fold it over and glue it. And then we'll punch a little pull in the top. And I need to put my top back on some of my glue before all of it dries out. I'm going to use Vintage Photo to go around the edges, just because this paper inks up really well and I like the darkness of the Vintage Photo. And then we'll just use our Barely Art, since we have it open, to glue these down. So you can use Bearly Arts for everything. Everything that you use art glitter glue for, you can use Bearly Arts and more. Alright, let's glue that right there. And like I said, I stay away from the spine as much as possible. That just helps when you put lots of things in the pocket. It doesn't get so bulky at the spine that your book won't fold up. Now just press everything down well. Now this is one of those books that if you wanted to, if you're that type and you like to do that, you could put all, decorate all your pages before you put them in your journal. I can't do that because I tried it once. And when I started putting my pages in, it was so hard with all those pages full of tags and pockets and things. It was so hard to stitch them in my cover. So I just don't do that anymore. I just soon put them in like this, put things on them and hold them down. Like I said, the more we move these pages, the more we flex them, the more fibers are going to break down, and so it's going to be fine. Alright, let's decide what we want to do here. I want to put another pocket here, I know, but I don't know what kind of pocket I want to put on here. I mean, I've got all of these pieces that I can make beautiful pockets out of. Look at that. Oh, I think that one will be pretty. Ooh, maybe this one with the coffee cups. Yeah, let's do that one. And I'm going to cut it right there at that, and then fold it just a little bit on each side, and it should be good. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do our core line in. There we go. Go ahead and fold those. And I like to burnish. Now you can do all of this and not put these pieces in right away. Just make all of them if you want to and set them aside and then glue them in later. Some people do that too. I just do my pieces as I go. I just put them in as I go. To me, it makes it a little bit easier on me. I know where I'm at and what I still need and that kind of thing, but you can definitely do it whatever way you want. And I'll try to remember to leave the playlist below for the journals and the ones that I have stitched multiple signatures in, so you'll kind of know. I mean, they're stitched in the same way. You just have to kind of measure and make sure that you get them kind of spaced out the same, since you're putting more than one signature in there. And you could even do this if you're putting 5 signatures in. Just space them out. Measure with your center ruler. If you don't have a center ruler, just measure plain. And then just space them out evenly. Put them in there. Remember, doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing says it has to be perfect. Okay. This page is a little bit rippled at the bottom, so I'm really going to press to see if I can get that to glue down. And I may even put a couple of clips on it, because the page is coffee dyed and it was rippled some on the edges, so we'll just do that. Alright, I'll do something to some of these pages, but right now I'm just going to kind of go through and see. I definitely want to put some pockets or something here. We may do a little side tuck here. What about that? This page has got some green in it. What would that look like? Maybe a little bit wide, because to get something in there. And I really don't want to cut that. See if we got something else here. We can make it with one of these 8x8 papers. Look at that, I just love that. I may just go with this one. it won't go all the way from top to bottom, but that doesn't bother me at all. Okay, I'm going to cut it off and use that. And there again, I just guesstimated at what I wanted to cut it at just by looking. There we go. We'll make a little side tuck pocket there. I'm going to round these corners just because it'll make it look a little bit more finished. And it won't look so blunt up against our page. And I've got some glue here on the edges I'm going to try to get off first. And this journal is already sold. I had someone that messaged me about it, so I tell you, when I start making them, if you have an interest in it, you need to email me right away. I think Miss Gail wanted this one. Okay, we're going to put some glue out through here, down through here. Whoops. And I can't run straight today. My glue is not driving good. And then we're going to lay this down right at the edge again. Oops. There we go. And just press your glue in to make sure that everything sticks well. See, this glue sticks just as fast as art glitter glue does. Alright, so we got a little side tuck there that we can put some little pieces in. I'm going to extend this page, but I don't know what I'm going to extend it with right now. I have some digitals coming tomorrow that are freebies. It's going to be a whole kit that's going to be a freebie to you guys as a Merry Christmas present. And I may use one of those pages on there, but I don't want to reveal that right now, so we'll just look at that later. And this was that house that I told you I wanted to frame. I went ahead and put it in here. I just cut it, you know, where the upper part of the house and the lower part, well, it's a cafe basically, but it looked like a house to me. I just cut it, half of it is in here and the other half is back here. So this is like the upper part there, and then that's the lower part. So let's see, what else shall we do? We'll make this a little side tuck here. And then I'll probably put some lace or something there. On top of this, I may put lace or a piece of paper. Don't know yet what I'll put there. But I'll go ahead and glue it down now. And then that's just a good little writing page. It was out of an old notebook. A planner, day planner or something. This will probably make another little side tuck. I like side tucks because you can tuck lots of goodies in there. And that's just straw paper. This we will definitely put a backing on, put some kind of backing on there, but look at that. Isn't that pretty? There are, just let me look. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 5 more AJ kits available. If you want one, grab it now because they're not going to last long. They've got so much goodies. So much goodies in them. So many goodies in them. My English today is pretty bad. Alright. Got that glued down. I'm going to go ahead and pull these little things off because I think everything's glued now. Now on this one, the back, I think I'll put another pocket. And I really like that paper with that. Or let's see, I've got another paper here. This might look even better. So we're making our pocket out of this little piece. And I'm going to put it down there. I think those colors go well together. It's just another little pocket. Sometimes I don't do anything really, really fancy, and then sometimes I do. It just depends. This, I think, will go well with this journal. Because it's a coffee journal, so yeah, I like that. Then we can put our tags in there. It's going to be pretty. And we will make tags and tucks and journal cards and all kinds of things. And it may be after Christmas when I finish this, just because I want to spend some time with my family. So I'm going to be taking off the next few days until Tuesday. And Tuesday is when our big sale will start up. Our clearance sale for the end of the year. Everything in the store will be marked down to prices that you have never heard of before. Just because I need to get everything out of here. I need to clear out as much inventory as possible. All the inventory that's left, and I know a lot of people that have never done business, all the inventory that's left at the end of the year, of course we have to count it, but that's not the big thing. The big thing is I have to pay taxes on it. So not only do I have to pay taxes, usually when I buy it, I pay some tax. And then when I sell it, if I sell it local, I have to pay more tax. But then, at the end of the year, Uncle Sam decides that he wants to tax it again. So, that's why I try to sell out as much as possible. I don't care if the whole store clears out. I don't want to give him any satisfaction of taking any more of my money than what he already does. And believe me, he already takes plenty of it. So, that's why we will have... It'll be the lowest price. Look at that. I didn't even get that in the center, did I? It'll be the lowest prices of the year. That we have never had that low a price before. So make sure that you watch the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, everything for updates on the sale, what kind of code you need to use, and all of that. Because we'll be posting all of that over the weekend. Everything must go. And see, this is just some of that paper that I put on the outside that I had left over. This paper. It is that just craft cardstock. And it's very stiff until you work with it for a little while. So we will be, we'll be working with this. And the more we work with it, the more limber everything is going to get. So there we go. And then we will do something else up here probably. Alright, we've got the first part. We've got pockets in there and side tucks. So we need to come back and, do something to the to the backs of these pages and here. And I will be using our coffee stencil. We do have a coffee stencil that's made in-house. And I'll be using that to put some color on some of these pages. Who knows, I may do some decoupage on some of them. I don't know what I'll do. I'll do lots of different things. But like I said, it may be after Christmas before I come back on this journal. I want to spend time with my family, and then I've got some things that I've got to do tomorrow. And make sure that I'm prepared for Christmas for all my grandbabies coming in and my kids. And then I want to relax just a little bit. Just a little bit. So I know you guys understand. You're always telling me to take time off and make sure that I take care of myself and relax and all that. So I know you understand. But I love you all. I want you all to know that this year has been phenomenal. I can't even tell you how good you guys have been to my family and to me. This is a little family-owned, family-operated store company. We're not big. We're run by me, Melina, Brandon, Aaron, and then Alicia. Sometimes, well, Benji does all of our in-house cutting, but, he's got a full-time job as well. So it's just, my little family runs it. So you guys have been so good to us. Y'all have helped us out so much financially, mentally. You've supported me. Anytime I have bad days or surgeries or when my husband passed, all of that, you guys have just been so fantastic. I couldn't even ask for better friends. And I don't consider you YouTube people. You are my family and my friends. All of you guys. Every one of you. Over 100,000 people. All of you are my friends and my family. So I hope God blesses you beyond anything that you have ever imagined in your life at Christmas. I hope He takes care of each and every one of you. My prayer is that you get everything that you want for Christmas and more. And please take care of yourself. Be careful out there. Watch for all of those scammers that are trying to get all your pennies these days, because they're out there in full force. And just make it a very happy Christmas for you and your family. Presents is not the thing. Money is not the thing. It's just spending time together and having fun. So God bless you. Love you all. I'll see you on Tuesday after Christmas. But I will be talking to you in the comments, and then also on the community YouTube. You'll see posts come up about the sale and all of that. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.